or the Weekend Drudge reporting on this. Everyone's, oh my gosh, Hillary Clinton could in fact be the vice president under a Michael Bloomberg administration. And here's what I'll say about this. It answers the why question a bit for a lot of Democrats. Hillary Clinton, a lot of the left still believes she won the 2016 election because she won the popular vote, even though that's not the contest that is being run. They still think that. They tell themselves, well, even though that's not really the way it is, we're going to pretend that's the way that it is because we want to think that Hillary won. They also believe the left believes the only way to make 2016 right would be to have the first woman president, or I guess in this case it would have to be the first woman vice president. But Bloomberg is so old, he's 78, that you'd have to think he'd be willing to say he's a one-termer. And then Hillary would still be old, but perhaps you get the first Hillary term and he does this handoff to her, and you'd have you'd have this promise of a technocratic government, return to normalcy, but Hillary becomes the rallying cry for the left wing, for the Democrat base. Bernie has the left wing base. And I don't know if you can get them to come along against Trump in this scenario. I don't know who they hate more, really. Do Bernie supporters hate Bloomberg more or Hillary more? It's a tough call. They don't like either of them. But putting Hillary even in the mix, and I do believe that they've run internal polls, but they've also put this out there in public so that people can now make their own. People can talk about this, and they're going to see what the feeling of the Democrat primary voters out there, what their feelings are on this. I think it makes a lot of sense from the Democrat side. I really do. You know she's waiting there like, I'm ready. She's just, the moment that you give Hillary an inch, she will jump into this thing. If there's any opening, I know that Hillary Clinton still wants this. This is what she still gives these interviews where she says, oh, I'm not interested in running today, but maybe tomorrow. It's all quite obvious that if there was an opening for Hillary, she would take it. If there was any chance that Hillary Clinton was able to be in the mix for a presidential campaign again, she'd go for it. Bloomberg says he's a one-termer. It gets the Democrat mindset enthusiastic. Remember, enthusiasm, a thing Bloomberg can't buy. It gets the Democrats enthusiastic because it feels like revenge for 2016 to have Hillary involved here. You got Bloomberg's dollars, Hillary's Democrat apparatus, and don't forget that if she had run a better she's a bad politician who ran a bad campaign, but she still is somebody with basically universal name recognition among Democrats. She's female, which we know the Democrats are very strong believers in having a Democrat female first president. If it was a Republican female, that if you're a Republican, being female in politics doesn't count. You got to be a Democrat. But she brings a lot of pieces together. I know right now this is a bit of speculation. It's not clear if this is even going to happen. We have to see if on Super Tuesday Bloomberg does end up a top contender. Then this does become a real conversation. And it can become an even bigger conversation about a vice presidential slot than it normally is, because you've got to assume Bloomberg's going to say one term and I'm done. This is really, Bloomberg, I don't even think really wants to be president that badly. I think that he just wants to make sure Trump is not president. So in that scenario, he's perfectly placed to be a guy who comes in and says, I'm just going to do 4 years. Hillary's going to be super involved in domestic policy. She's going to be, enacting a lot of the agenda. She's going to be a vice president on steroids, so to speak, and then we'll pass it off. She'll run for the next term, and that's the way that we'll do this. I think it's a compelling narrative. I think that there's a pretty decent chance, I'd say it's 50-50, that if Bloomberg does well enough on Super Tuesday, this then becomes the strategy. It's put Hillary at the bottom of this ticket and then have it be a transition into a Hillary presidency after Bloomberg goes one term. I think it makes sense. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.